I worked for this lawyer for about 6 to 8 months. He was a good lawyer who was well known in the town, and I made the same amount of money playing the drums as he did practicing law. So I quit being a lawyer and worked in show business more. The name Bing Crosby makes me think of soft, warm sounds that come to mind every Christmas when I hear White Christmas, but behind the picture of a man who made millions of people happy. His life was full of paradoxes. The bright lights of the stage and the dark corners of his private life were always tangled together. He used to be the perfect example of the American dream. His amazing success spanned music, movies, and TV shows. But the truth about Bing Crosby is a lot more complicated than praise and applause. His story is: there were family fights and secrets that not many people knew about. Why is the voice that was once called the voice of America now linked to issues that people don't like? What did a father with millions of fans do to hurt his own children so badly? Come with us as we look at Bing Crosby's life, from the heights of fame to the depths of his flaws, and the complicated impact he left behind. When Bing Crosby was young, Harry Lillis was born. Crosby was born in Tacoma, Washington on May 3, 1903. He came from a simple working-class family. Mr. Harry Lowe Crosby was an accountant at a brewery, and Mrs. Catherine Helen Harrigan was a dedicated Catholic who had a big impact on family life because of her faith. Bing was the fourth of 7 children and grew up in a strict but loving home. The place where he spent a lot of his childhood and early thoughts would shape a lot of his stories. There, Bing learned about music through the family phonograph, which was a new and exciting gadget at the time. Al Jolson was a popular artist at the time, and his songs captured the attention of young Bing and sparked a lifelong love of music. His name Bing came from a comic strip he liked called the Bingville Bugle. A neighbor would often call him Bingo from Bingville, and the name stuck, coming to mean Bing Crosby's unique sense of fun and charm. When Bing was a teen, he went to Catholic schools because his mother wanted to give him a strong faith. He attended Gonzaga High School, which was run by Jesuit priests, and then went to Gonzaga University to become a lawyer. But fate had other ideas. Over time, his growing love of music took over his life. He started playing drums in a small band and playing at dances and other events in his community. In the summer of 1917, when Bing worked as a backstage assistant at a neighborhood theater, things took a big turn for the better. He saw live shows there, which sparked his interest in the entertainment business. With this growing goal, led Bing to quit studying law in the end and seek a career in music, which was risky but full of opportunities. The early years of Bing Crosby were not only about a boy who loved music, but also about how faith, hard work, and a strong will can help you reach your goals. One of the biggest names in showbiz in the 20th century was shaped by his family and the things he did as a child. Job in music. As soon as Bing Crosby started making music, it became clear that he wasn't just a dreamer but a real ability. In 1925, he joined a small group of guys from Gonzaga University called the Musicalators. Around town, the band played at parties and events, which was Bing's first time being on stage. The group didn't last long, but it was a good way for Bing to start learning more about music. Bing teamed up with Mildred Bailey's brother, Al Rinker, who is a jazz singer. Bailey told them to try their luck in Los Angeles, and they did. There, Bing and Al started playing in bars and quickly became famous. When Paul Whiteman, who is known as the King of Jazz, asked them to join his band, that was their big break. As part of the Rhythm Boys, which also included Crosby, Rinker, and Harry Barris. With his unique baritone singing and charming stage presence, Bing started to become known. The Rhythm Boys performed funny and cleverly harmonized songs on Whiteman's shows and became an important part of them. But Bing's success did have some rough spots. While he was drunk, he was arrested in 1930, which cost him a major solo part in the movie King of Jazz. This event almost ended his career. But Bing quickly got back on track and jumped at his next chance to move forward. Bing started a new part of his career when he got a solo recording contract with Brunswick Records in 1931. He worked with producer Max Sennett on the record. His warm and intimate crooning style made his recordings more famous. At the time, this was a completely new way to sing in popular music. With the invention of microphones and electronic recording, Bing could show off his natural voice without having to project it too far, which was popular among singers in the past. When he recorded I Surrender Dear in 1931, it was a big deal for his solo career. It got praise from reviewers and attention from people in the United States. Bing's unique baritone voice and smooth, enticing crooning style made him stand out. His fame spread very quickly. During this time, the invention of microphones and electronic recording was a huge chance. Bing cleverly used these new technologies to bring out the best in his natural voice, giving his audience a sense of closeness and intimacy that had never been seen before. Not only did songs like Where the Blue of the Night Meets the Gold of the Day rule the charts, but also became famous songs that people will always connect with Bing Crosby. He didn't just sing technically perfectly, every word he sang was filled with deep emotion, which made a strong link with his audience. People in the audience thought Bing was telling a personal story and showing deep feelings in a way that was close and easy to understand. In 1942, Bing Crosby made a mark on his career and on the history of music that will never be erased, with the movie White Christmas. It wasn't long before the song became the best-selling single of all time. No other artist has been able to beat that record. More than just a song, White Christmas became a sign of comfort and hope for millions of Americans who were away from home during World War II. Bing's soft voice and the warm words to the song brought them comfort. But the song did more than just make Bing famous, but also made him a part of holiday customs for people all over the world. Bing Crosby had an impact on radio broadcasts as well as music. People really liked his radio show, Kraft Music Hall. It was one of the most famous at the time. Bing captivated crowds not only with his singing, but also with his funny jokes and charming way of talking to people. The show was more than just a place to play music. It became a way for people to experience both art and fun, solidifying Bing's reputation as an all-around entertainer. During his work, Bing Crosby was one of the first people to use technology and change the way music was played and listened to. He set the stage for current performance styles and helped artists of the future, but saw him as a teacher and learned from the way he sang from the heart and how easily he could show how he felt. That's right, Bing Crosby was more than just a famous singer. He had over 1,200 songs recorded and almost 300 chart hits. The fact that he has been making music for more than 50 years shows how talented, creative, and flexible he is. Songs like Swinging on a Star. Not only were Don't Fence Me In and Silent Night popular during his time, but they are still loved by many today. Millions of people will never forget the memories and special times that Bing Crosby made in their lives. Bing's singing career was more than just a list of accomplishments. It was a story about going after your goals, coming up with new ideas, and being able to push the limits. Beyond telling stories through his music, he was a major figure who changed how people today understand and enjoy music. His work shows that music is more than just sound, it can also be about feeling, remembering, and hoping. Work in movies. Not content with becoming a singing legend, Bing Crosby also showed off his acting skills in movies and quickly became one of Hollywood's biggest stars, with his natural charm and skill as an actor. Because he could sing and act so well, Bing Crosby had a great film career that lasted for decades and will be remembered forever in American film history. Bing's first movie role was with the Rhythm Boys in King of Jazz, which came out in 1930. His part in the movie was small, but it opened the door for bigger roles in the future. After he started working alone, filmmakers were quickly drawn to Bing because of his unique voice and captivating stage personality. During the 1930s, he was in a number of musical movies, where he often played himself as a beautiful singer. During this time, Bing worked on making himself look like the perfect man to people. In movies, Bing Crosby was at the top of his game in the 1940s. He became well known for his part in Going My Way, 1944, where he played a young, happy, but serious priest named Father Chuck O'Malley. Bing won the Academy Award for Best Actor for this role, and it also cemented his reputation as a real actor who could show deep feelings through more than just his singing. The movie was a big hit at the box office and with critics. Its touching, humanistic story made people want to see it, and the very moving performance by Bing. After this hit, Bing made more noise with The Bells of St. Mary's, 1945, which was kind of like a follow-up to Going My Way. Again, Bing played Father O'Malley, and Ingrid Bergman played a nun and starred with Bing. The movie was nominated for an Academy Award and went on to become an American classic, proving that Bing was not only a singing star but also a versatile and skilled actor. Bing Crosby was famous for both his serious and comedic roles in The Road to Series, which he shared with his close friend Bob Hope and actress Dorothy Ella Moore. This group of books had names like Road to Utopia, 1940, Road to Singapore, 1940, and Road to Morocco, 1942. Was full of excitement, fun, and the way Bing and Bob got along so well. Not only did these movies do well at the box office, but people also loved them for their natural humor and fun, creative entertainment. The relationship between Bing and Bob became a culture icon and made people laugh for decades. Bing also showed how flexible he was by watching a wide range of movie styles, from comedies and tragedies to musicals, showing how versatile and skilled he is. Many people remember him from movies like Holiday Inn 1942, in which he sang White Christmas for the first time on film, making the song a lasting sign of the holiday season. The movie did very well at the box office and is still a classic that everyone associates with Bing Crosby, even though he kept making movies into the 1960s. People have always liked Bing. With more than 70 movies to his name, Bing showed that he was not only a musical star but also a versatile actor who could easily switch between types of movies. He was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood's golden age because he was always changing, taking on new tasks and giving performances that made people feel things. The fact that Bing Crosby had a movie career shows how talented he was. And a unique artistic view. Not only did he have a beautiful voice as a singer, but he also told stories that brought his characters to life on screen, giving viewers not only music but also unforgettable movie moments. He left behind a body of timeless classics and the image of an artist who was always coming up with new ideas and rising to every challenge that came his way.